This video will introduce you to the basics of APA citation style. APA stands for American Psychological Association. APA is a set of procedures, or style rules, that standardize the components of writing to increase the ease of reading comprehension. APA is a set of guidelines that a writer observes to ensure clear and consistent presentation of written material. Other citation styles include MLA and Chicago. Using a citation style allows you to organize your paper in a clear and neat format, which allows your reader to read your paper more clearly and provide comprehension of the content. APA citation style also allows you to express your ideas clearly and properly by giving credit to the sources you've used. This allows you to avoid plagiarism by giving credit where credit is due. It's important to integrate outside sources into your writing so that you can provide support for the claims or arguments that you are making. This adds credibility to your writing by giving examples of different viewpoints on a subject. It also allows you to call attention to a position that you wish to agree or disagree with, or to highlight a particularly striking phrase, sentence, or passage by using a direct quote. You should cite any information that is not common knowledge, information that you have summarized by providing the main facts in a condensed form, information that has been paraphrased by putting it into your own words to express the original message of the resource, any information you have directly quoted from a resource, including statistics, as well as images, graphs, and charts that you did not create. This is especially important to note as it is very easy to search Google for images and copy and paste them into your paper. Also, as far as graphs and charts go, one of the nice things about your textbooks is that it is very easy to copy and paste out of your textbook to use in your written assignments. You must cite where this information came from. There are three main components of an APA paper: formatting, in-text citations, and references. There are a number of formatting guidelines to follow to ensure you are formatting your paper in APA style. This includes having 1-inch margins, double spacing, and always having a title page on your written assignments. Check out our online APA guide for help with formatting. You can also find our APA sample paper and our APA paper template, where we've created a formatted APA paper in Microsoft Word that you can go in and edit for your own use. APA 7th edition has 6 approved fonts instead of just one like in the 6th edition. These 6 fonts are easy to read and widely available. Calibri, size 11 is the default font in Microsoft Word and is now an approved font. This is our APA style page. You can find the APA sample paper and the APA paper template on the APA style page. There is a link on the left for help setting up your paper. Here, you can see an example page from the APA sample paper, which provides tips on formatting your paper in APA. The next major component of APA is in-text citations. In-text citations are used in the body of your paper and tells your reader who gets credit for the information you've used. An in-text citation is made up of the author's last name and the publication year. Periods and punctuation come after the in-text citation. Here we can see that Doe is the author's last name, followed by a comma, space, and then the publication year. This is included in parentheses, and the period comes after the closing parentheses of the in-text citation. There are 2 types of in-text citations. Paraphrasing means summarizing another person's words by putting someone else's ideas into your own words. You can also quote information that means using the author's exact words as stated in the original text surrounded by quotation marks. When summarizing or paraphrasing information, we include the author's last name and the publication year. However, when quoting information, we also need to include the page number or paragraph number, if it's a website, so that our readers can find the direct quote in the resource we used. Here we have 2 examples of direct quotations. The first example, the in-text citation, comes at the end of the sentence. Note that the in-text citation comes after the closing quotation mark, and the period comes at the very end of the sentence. In the second example, we've included the author's name as part of our sentence and then included the page number at the end. Here, we can see 2 examples of paraphrasing or summarizing information. The first example shows the in-text citation at the end of the sentence, which tells the reader that we have just summarized that information from a resource written by Berkman, published in 2004. In the second example, we are actually including that information as part of our sentence. If you are unable to identify the author of a resource, use the first couple words of the title instead. For the in-text citation, this is included in quotation marks. In the example below, you can see that we have the basics, which is an abbreviated title, in quotation marks with a comma, then the publication year. If you are unable to find the publication date, we use ND. This stands for no date. If there is no page number, we use paragraph numbers to direct our reader to where we got our direct quote. The last major component of APA is the references page. The references page is a list of sources used in your written assignment or research paper. The references page is always its own page and appears at the very end of the paper. All of the resources that you've used are listed alphabetically by the author's last name. You could have 1 entry or 100 entries. Every source that you've included in the body of your paper with an in-text citation needs to be listed on your references page. If you use a source more than once in the body of your paper, it only shows up on your references page once. A reference contains information about a source. Our in-text citations provide the reader with the author's last name and publication year. The references page contains the rest of the information about a source, giving them the information they need to find the resource you have cited in your paper. A full reference citation comprises the author, publication date, title of the resource, and access information. In the example below, you can see that we've included the author's names, the publication year, the title of the resource, teaching APA, strategies and tips, and then the access information, which includes the title of the journal where we found our article and the URL of the journal publisher's homepage. Here, you can see an example of a reference page. The top of the page has the heading References. The references are listed alphabetically. Our APA style page includes a section for references that includes formatting, reference quick guides, and examples from academic writer of different types of resources, such as books, ebooks, articles, and websites. Once an academic writer, you can then click on the type of resource you want to cite to see how to format the reference correctly. Remember, the purpose of your references is to enable your reader to find the resources you've used in your paper. Do your best to provide the information for the 4 minimum pieces of information about a source. Find the author, date, title, and access information. Feeling a bit overwhelmed? Rasmussen has tools to help you with your APA. Academic Writer is an online tool that helps you learn APA, create APA references and in-text citations, and even format your APA references page. You can also write your papers directly in Academic Writer to take advantage of their writing tools. To access Academic Writer, visit Guides, rasmussen.edu/academic writer. For help with APA, check out our APA style page in the Writing Lab. Along with information on APA and writing, you can submit your paper to be reviewed by a professional tutor or schedule a session with a writing tutor. Want to check your APA before submitting your paper? Take a look at our APA paper checklist. All these resources are located on the APA style page.